Luckily, Lana went to pancakes by the bay the next morning for breakfast and coffee. Penelope took their order. What's it going to be for you this morning? Give me the mountain morning coffee and Bayside griddle cakes. And for you? Give me the mountain morning coffee and Bayside crepes. Sure, I'll have that for you. Have you thought about the murder yet? Yeah, I was trying to understand the motive for it. Also, there's not enough physical evidence to directly connect the murder to any person. All we know is that it was committed by a person who was wearing the same hat that people have been taking turns wearing. It gives us a pretty good clue, but it's not definitive evidence that the murder was committed by the person who was a person who wore that hat. Yeah, they were wearing that hat when we saw them throw the dead body in the van, but we don't know the circumstances of where they got the hat. Look, somebody left some kind of pamphlet on the table. What is it? Leilani looks through the pamphlet. It looks like it's some kind of invitation to a pagan ceremony. They're honoring the pagan deity Gorgon. That could be a clue. There are pagan religions that believe that human sacrifice can confer immortality to a person if it is offered up to the gods. I don't believe that myself, but there are crazy people out there. Maybe some of the people who have been coming here are a part of a pagan religion that sacrifices human beings to Gorgon. We should try to observe some of these people more closely in the future to see if they seem suspicious. Yeah, do you want to go back to my condominium to practice some more dialogue? Sure. Mike and Leilani went back to Mike's condominium to practice more dialogue. Mike and Leilani thoroughly enjoyed their dialogue performances and talked in the evening. What a beautiful night, isn't it, Leilani? It's a night that invites lovers into a warm embrace of the ocean breeze that massages the body and soul of transcended people. That's what I was thinking. A warm late June evening by the San Francisco Bay with my goddess of love. That's not merely being alive. That's living. Have you thought at all about the murder at Pancakes by the Bay? No. I've just been thinking about what a shame it is that we are confronted by such heinous crimes in this life. Life could be so wonderful if we were to cooperate as human beings. The beauty of romantic love and just the beauty of being alive. I've wandered alone through this world at certain times of my life and have experienced unbridled mirth. Just by being in contact with a higher power that is the harmonizing element of nature, I believe that if we were spawned by an immortal fire, and shall return to this immortal fire to repeat the cycle of birth and death. Immortal fire. That's interesting. I believe in a higher power and an immortal fire. A higher power. Awesome. Yeah, a higher power. I've been thinking about the murder. I have a theory. You do? Yeah, here it is. I was thinking that it may be a remote possibility that Penelope did it. Penelope, the waitress. Oh, come on. She wouldn't do it. She's trying to solve the murder by filming a movie about it that gives people clues as to who committed the murder. What if she was only filming a movie to solve the murder case only as a way to cover up for herself, the person who committed the murder? You might be onto something, Leilana. There is a certain amount of plausibility to that. Do you want to go to Pancakes by the Bay tomorrow for breakfast and coffee? Sure. The next morning arrives and Michael and I go to Pancakes by the Bay. Penelope takes her order. How can I help you? I'll have the mountain morning coffee and Bayside griddle cakes. What's it going to be for you, Leilana? I'll have mountain morning coffee and Bayside crepes. Coming right up. How's the film project coming, Penelope? Good. I'm in talks with some Hollywood producers at the moment. Nice talking to you, Penelope. Likewise. Penelope goes to get their food. Does Penelope seem suspicious to you as a murder suspect? Not really. But it came to mind that if she was the murderer, filming a movie about the murder in order to give people clues about it would be a good way to cover herself up. I agree, but that doesn't necessarily give us much evidence that she is the murderer. I agree, but I think it's a remote possibility. Let's see if we can analyze her behavior. Yeah, we could see if she would have any motives for murder. Penelope comes back with the breakfast. Here's your grub and coffee. Thanks, Penelope. She doesn't seem violently angry to me. No, she doesn't. Do you want to go back to your condominium and break some more dialogue? Sure. Michael and Alana went back to Mike's condominium and break some more dialogue. Here's the negative. Michael and Alana went back to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee the next morning. Penelope, their favorite waitress, took their order. What's it going to be for you this morning, Mike and Leilana? Give me the Bayside griddle cakes and a cup of mountain morning coffee. Splendid. What's it going to be for you, Leilana? Give me the Bayside pancakes and a cup of mountain morning coffee. I'll have that for you people. Penelope went back to get their food and they talked. Do you see anything in Penelope's behavior that would arouse suspicion? No. If she is the murderer, she's hiding it. Here comes Penelope with our food. Here's your pancakes. Here's your pancake griddle cakes and coffee. Enjoy. Thanks, Penelope. Leilana was looking out the window when the same woman in the same Corvette pulls up. She stops and looks into the restaurant, and her eyes glow with an intensely luminous light that emits a spectral essence. For a moment, she doesn't seem to have eyeballs in her sockets, but strictly a brilliant light emanating from them. From each socket. Penelope looks right back at her with the same type of phosphorescent light being emitted from her eye sockets. Suddenly, the light from both of their eyes sockets dissipates, and the eyeballs return. The woman in the Corvette then drives off. What was that, Penelope? What was what? I saw some kind of light being emitted from your eye sockets. And the eye sockets of the woman in the Corvette. My eye sockets? If you were looking at them, all you would have seen were my eyeballs. No, Penelope, we saw light emanating from them. That's bullshit. Would you like more coffee? Yes, please. I would like some. Penelope goes back to get them some more coffee. Do you want to go back to my condominium? Sure. Mike and Leilani went back to Mike's condominium to talk. So you did see the light in Penelope's eye sockets? I sure did. For a moment, there were no eyeballs in her eye sockets, just light emanating from them. I saw the same type of light emanating from the eye sockets of the woman in the Corvette. I wonder what that could be. So do I. Also, why did she deny that there was only light emanating from eye sockets and no eyeballs? I don't know. I wonder why the light from her eye sockets seemed to be the same light as the light from the Corvette woman's eye sockets. Interesting. Interesting eye sockets indeed. Would you like to practice some more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Mike and Leilani practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Here's an excerpt from it. The next morning arrived, and those present at Pancakes by the Bay were wondering where Mike and Leilani were. The only person there who knows where Mike and Leilani were was Penelope, the waitress, who was among the people who psychically transported them to the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place. A couple named Herbert and Blanche come into the restaurant and sit down at a table. Where's Mike and Leilani? They're always here on Tuesday mornings. Herbert? Yes, what is it, Blanche? I have a theory, Herbert. A theory? About what, Blanche? A theory about the murder. Is Penelope around? No, she wouldn't hear us, Blanche. My theory is that Penelope can admit the murder. Come on. Penelope the waitress? She's trying to solve the murders, Blanche. I happen to know that she has psychic powers and believes that perhaps she teleported Mike and Leilani to the realm where Beetlejuice 2 takes place. That's ridiculous. Why would she do that, Blanche? Because they suspect that she is the murderer. That seems very unlikely to me.